Oh, damn. But anyway, man, got the popcorn ready. Everlast shares the details behind his beef with Eminem. Y'all know I'm still on this, man. I'm not through with it. I don't feel no closure with this, man. I heard Eminem drop a song on him. I heard him drop a song on Eminem's obviously was better. I want him to talk about it. That's where the pettiness really gets started. And I like to see who bitch out afterwards, who's still doing shots. You know what I'm saying? I like to just gauge the temperature, man. While I eat popcorn. Let's get it.
You had a famous beef with Eminem that got squashed.
Right? He grabbing a cup. Grabbing a cup. I know body language. You're nervous. You didn't like he brought that up. He grabbed that cup. Quick, let me go back. I know body language, man. Check it. Just check it, man.
That got
Look down. Soon as he said Eminem to that cup.
With Eminem that got squashed. Right now, you actually that beef was y'all was going at each other, and then it was at the
only guys that battled on Napster, honestly. I think.
Wow, that Napster
throwback.
Now you got a shout out from Eminem on Marshall Matters too. Was it a relief for that to be done with?
It was never. I mean, it was never a stress factor.
Okay.
It was. The only time it became a stress factor, honestly, is like, I didn't really expect when we had our initial problem, and it was purely personal. Like I felt slighted by him at a meeting, like our first initial meeting. I tried to shake his hand and just kind of felt like I got egged, and was like, oh, okay. And then I put a little kind of what they'd call a sub tweet or something.
The first of the sub tweets.
Right. We had evidence here.
Which got them in trouble, which really wasn't fair because they rode for me when they were asked about it instead of like folding up. You know what I mean? They were my boys.
Right.
But they shouldn't even have been involved in that. But just to see what, you know, if it would get noticed, and it got noticed. And the funny part was that I got called from B Real because at that moment in time, they were managed by Paul Rosenberg. Cypress Hill was. So my brothers are managed by M's manager, and they asked me like, "Yo, M heard this record, and he's just curious if you dissed him." And I was like, "So he thinks, you know, so he's taking notice of me all of a sudden, right?" So I was like, my answer literally was like, "Well, what if I say yeah?" And B Real was like, "Well, you know, he's gonna come at you." I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I kind of forgot about it. He didn't come back at me for a couple weeks. I kind of was like, okay, whatever. And then you couldn't put records out as quick as what it was.
Right, it had to be a whole process.
Now you can
and
do
he put it
like
on the B side of 12, and it was a record called Quitter. And it was like skate. It was like,
my nigga, don't be acting like you can't remember the name, my nigga. You know the name of Quitter. What was the name? Quitter? Nigga, he fucked you up. You know the name. Don't do that. Don't do that. I throw my popcorn at the screen, my nigga. Don't do that. Let me go back. He tried it.
a record called Quitter. It was like skate. It was like, yeah, I'm old. I'm 3 years older than this guy.
Right.
Like that. So I laughed at that at this point. But then it was like, take a heart pill. And I was like, okay. It was nothing that was like, all right. And then the problem was when he bled over into that alternative market. All right. And I don't even think this was purposeful by their camp at all. Because during this whole beef, whatever it went on for a year or two, like, when I was in New York, if I was hanging out with people and Paul Rosenberg was there and it was like, we're going somewhere else, I jumped in their van and went to,
right.
I remember the first couple times going like, this is cool, right, Paul? He'd be like, yeah, come on, get the fuck out of here. We know so many people in common,
right?
Me and this dude.
And then Lethal was in Limp Bizkit at this time, right?
Yeah. For me, it was never about making a record to get paid off of him. You know, that's why I never released anything. It was digital. I put it on Napster.
Right.
You know I mean, the actual one disc record I made. The first thing that started it was like a line in a verse, you know. So what I didn't count on, because I was like, me and this dude ain't even in the same worlds right now, so this is just fun to me.
Right.
is that when that record bled over into like all the alternative stations.
Right.
And I don't think, again, this is where I was. I don't think they did it on purpose, but the record stations would start having their summer festivals and their Christmas shows, their big shows, and they would want Eminem to play that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I really, got the feeling quite a few times that I wasn't getting invited because they wanted them to play it, what I mean? And again, I don't think they were being directed by Paul or anything like, because I know all these dudes. Mm-hmm. It was just the facts and the politics of the game that we were mad at each other, and perhaps me playing that thing might have kept him from playing.
Right.
So that's the only way that thing ever really hurt me, as far as that. And it wasn't that, I've never been the one chasing the ring like that. So it was all fun to me.
Be Real, who was also on the show, said that there was another record that never came out.
I was right when it finally was like when Be Real kind of intervened, and I tried to get on the phone with dude, honestly, and it just didn't happen. But Be Real intervened and was like, here's let's approach it like this, and I was like, fine, bygones, I'm cool with that, whatever. But at that moment, it was a Whitey 40 style kind of thing. It wasn't really hashed out. Okay. You know what I mean? It was something there like that was funny more than anything else. Right. My approach again was like trying to be funny about shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll say in hindsight, the only thing that I would have done different is he thought in the first record that I did a little line about him on in Dilated Peoples. I say something about Haley's comment at that. I didn't know his daughter's name was Haley. Right. But he got very upset about that part. And then that got exposed that he knew so much about, or he was so upset that he thought I had said something about his daughter, that I used that in the second disc, like to kind of, not like I didn't say anything about the child, just like use the emotion of it. Like, okay, he was about to go to jail or something. And I said, I'll look in on your kid when, drop him, like that kind of like little jab. I wouldn't have done that if, like, at this age as a parent, with 2 dogs. I wouldn't have done that part.
Right.
That's the only part of that side that I would say, like, I regret that part.
The
rest of it was fun.
How did it feel having beef with who was like one of the biggest musicians in the earth at the time?
Well, that happened during the course, kind of. That really.
Biggest musicians in the earth, bitch. I'm tired of you. I don't like looking at you. It's something about you I don't like. Then you come in here saying dumb shit. You nervous? Now, I was about to say something to my guy Everlast about that's the only thing you would have said different. What about them cringy ass gay bars you were saying, inviting him to your ding-a-ling, my nigga? You wouldn't have changed that? Huh? Didn't I give you a poo sign for that? You should have changed that, my nigga. Fuck is he talking about?
His escalation by no means the beef being a reason for it, but he became Elvis as we were having that little tussle. That's what I'm saying.
Black music so selfishly.
I didn't count on him bleeding into all markets.
Right.
Just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just the one little one.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta stop being a hater. I just hate people. Some people I just hate. That bitch right there, who the fuck that motherfucker is, you go somewhere. Just go somewhere. Leave the room while grown folks is talking. Like, what the fuck? God damn. But other than that, that was interesting, man. I wanted to M talk about this afterwards, man. I want to hear what M say about it afterwards. That was interesting though, man. I can fuck with Everlast. He's like a cool guy, man. Had the chains on, looking icy, ever so icy. You know what I'm saying? Slight bit of ice. I fuck with Everlast, man. Ain't got nothing against my guy Whitey Ford at all. You just should have stepped up your bars because you had something like that. Whitey's Revenge. You started off and your delivery and everything was cool, but you started saying cringe. You just towards the middle and the end, you fell off. You can't fall off on Eminem. You gotta keep going. But other than that, though, man, a couple more reactions to do today. We out. MichelleShow.